What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackal of Broadbricks. I'm here, and I have a very special interview that I want to invite you guys into. I have Joe Flowers here with me, and I'm going to read his bio. I can't remember all of it because there's just too much going on here. So, Joe Flowers, owner of Bushcraft Global. Joe's an avid outdoorsman instructor. This friendly American, and he is friendly, lives in the mountains of North Carolina where he freezes his rear off. Now, you guys know I'm editing this. This is how it's read here. I would say something a little different. Freeze his rear off every winter while dreaming of the jungle and the animals in it. Following his love for the outdoors, Joe graduated North Carolina State University with a bachelor's degree in zoology with a minor in entomology. All throughout that time, he ventured across the United States and beyond, searching for animals and learning primitive and survival skills. Joe had always been into knives and outdoor primitive living ever since he was a child. And with that, he started writing for Tactical Knives magazine. Since then, Joe has gone on to write for Self-Reliance Illustrated, Backpacker Magazine, SWAT Magazine, Survival Quarterly, Backwoodsman, New Pioneer, and American Frontiersman, to name just a few. Joe's love for machetes teamed him up with companies like Condor knives, and his machete and knife designs are well known throughout the knife world. Joe has also worked with custom makers to produce good, dependable outdoor knives as well. Joe works frequently with Top Knives, a U.S. manufacturer and official sponsor of Bushcraft Global, designing for them and brainstorming ideas. Joe frequently travels around the world from South America to Europe in search of the outdoor skills of various cultures and passing them on to everyone. So, Joe, man, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Joe is down at the Condor factory right now. We set this up like literally one day. Like, we kind of talked about it back and forth, and then we did one day.
Yeah,
he said, what time do you have available? I said, whatever you got. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And so we set up. We had a few technical snafus, but now we're rocking and rolling. And so, hey, good to have you on the Angry Jackalope Show. Let's go ahead and have a little powwow.
Yeah, man, this was interesting because I'm actually in Central America, in El Salvador right now, and the internet is better than my internet at home up in Sparta.
That's crazy.
Which is
that's crazy.
Normally the case, but let's take advantage of it while we got it, you know?
That's right. That's right. So I didn't get a chance to stop by the Condor booth at 2016 SHOT Show, so I didn't get a chance to see some of the stuff you guys got coming out. So if you have a few items there, let's talk about some of them.
I got like a ton of stuff just lying around everywhere around here. I mean, we're at the factory, so
nice.
If we don't have it right here, it takes me like 2 seconds to go get it.
Nice.
We can pull one off of a grinder for you and start talking about it there. It's perfect.
Awesome.
It's better than SHOT Show too, because I can actually like swing around the items as well.
And not have to worry about hitting anybody or chopping off an arm or a leg.
That's true. Hey, and you know what else is crazy? At SHOT Show, you're not allowed to show swords.
Really? Yeah,
you're not allowed to have swords at SHOT Show. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, if I'm lucky here, I can grab one of the swords that we're coming out with this year and show.
What about Blade? Are you guys going to be at Blade?
Oh yeah, we're at Blade. We also sell stuff at Blade.
Nice.
I think Going Gear Marshall over at Going Gear from Georgia will be selling stuff too, and my overly talkative rear will be there as well. So
awesome. Cool. So what are some of the things that you are probably most excited about going into 2016? Let's start off with the most excited.
Man, that's really tough. I just finished testing some of the blades for 2016, and the samurai swords that are coming out called Condorus. I didn't even design, but I had a blast using them.
Samurai swords.
Yeah, I was a knife lover way before I was a designer, so I don't have that like crazy, it has to be my design. I had a ton of fun using these swords out there.
Awesome.
So those were pretty cool, but and we might be able to grab one of the samples later. I don't know, we'll see.
Okay.
But I used this a couple weeks ago. We've been testing it for about putting it through its reigns of tests, and it's called the Cloudburst axe. Okay. Are you an axe person?
More tomahawk person than an axe person.
We have those too. I'll have one of those come down here in a minute. Oh wait, there we go.
There we
go. We
go.
have one here. This one's a not stamped one, so we were actually testing out the ability for it to hold on and hold up to the top here. to see if we could get what would happen if you put a groove here. You won't see that in production, but that'll actually cause some tomahawks to break out. So the idea with this style is if you're out in the woods and you break a handle, you can take it off, pull it out, and whittle something and make a new one.
Nice, right.
But this is new this year. This is a swamp romper. It's a lot of people don't have small hands. So you see these 4-inch knives and everybody puts their hands on them like, man, I need something a little bit bigger. This one has lots of extra space on it. It's for big hands. It's a 4.5 or 5-inch blade, 5-inch handle, wood handle with hollow stainless steel rivets. Full tang, 1/8 of an inch thick. Now this is kind of weird though. Check this out. It's a flat grind with a Scandinavian bevel. So really, really, really thin. But it's not really. It's like a Scandi convex edge. So to make it a little bit tougher. So it's really thin, but it's really tough. I mean, we were doing stupid stuff with this out there, and we didn't break the edge at all.
Nice.
Stuff that would probably cry. And here's, we were talking about this earlier. This is a Cloudburst. This is my first axe design. There's all these other, European style axes out there, and I really wanted to come back to the American axe style,
Nice.
And so this guy's 1.5 pounds, 23 inches long, 23, not 26. So it's just short enough to put in some of the bigger tactical expedition packs. And it's tapered very, very well for splitting, but mostly it's going to be for chopping.
So I noticed, I was going to say, I noticed right along, those bevels in there. Like, what's the deal with those?
There used to be an old style of American axes out there, and they'd have this divot taken out called a phantom bevel. Like the bevel on a knife. Phantom, like a ghost, right? And it's used to take out weight, and some say it helps with splitting as well because it takes out the surface area when it's going down. If it's very, very that's either here nor there. If you look up some very old style axes, like the old Kelly Perfect axes and some of the old True Temper axes and such, they'll have that on them. And man, it looks sexy. So we tried it on here just to keep it from looking too plain. And hey, it's cool. I thought.
Well, it stood out. Also, the way that you've got that little V cut into the handle there. Yeah, that's also pretty neat. Yeah,
that you could say that it might add extra reinforcement to make sure it doesn't break or all this. That's BS. I actually just put it on there because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice, and I even like the way that the handle right there kind of bevels out and comes back in to kind of accentuate that.
Yeah. Well, that's actually important for a lot of axe manufacturers. There, believe it or not, there's like this whole area of like handles and how they've changed over the years. But that's actually important because that's where the stress of the axe is the most, and that's where they commonly break the most if you're utilizing a wood handle. Coincidentally, that's where a lot of metal tomahawks will break too.
Interesting.
Something physics, something stress, I don't know what.
That makes sense.
You're not an engineer.
Yep, that makes sense. I see you've got, right on the back there, you've also got some kind of etching going on.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you picked that up. They're really, really good at etching down here. And like I said before, I just wanted to kind of bring that old style feel back. If you Google old axes, you'll see there's a huge etched embossing, or whatever the word is here, on some axes, and it looks cool. I mean, etched guns,
that's awesome.
Cool. Why not etched axes?
Yeah, that's awesome. It has a little touch of elegance to it too. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that's
so
sweet.
Now you're not just a bushcrafter, you're a fancy bushcrafter.
That's right.
On and
that's
get your fires.
I got a drink with my pinky out.
This axe, you must use your pinky out when you do it.
That's right.
It accentuates.
Just make sure you don't chop with it in the way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be like this.
Right. Then you're flashing Wu-Tang out there or something.
That's right. Exactly. Nice.
And the other thing which took it a while for axes is something called the hang of the axe. And there's a couple of different ways you can hang an axe. But do you see how it's balanced on my hand here? like so, kind of like that. Okay. A lot of axes don't have that balance, and when you hold them, they do this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't seem like a big deal, right? I mean, who cares? But the Swedish axes and ones that are made right will balance really well there.
Nice.
The idea is this: when you're swinging, and if you're not thinking about it, the axe will want to turn. If it doesn't, so that helps with the balance just a little bit. It used to be a very sought after thing when you'd have it on the pole here, and man, that took forever.
Well, that's good though. That attention to detail is very good though. That's awesome.
Oh, it's called being a big axe dork. That's what it's called. But,
hey, you know what though? That's really what that ends up doing is increases the value of what you're creating there, right? Because somebody will say, okay, here's a price point on something, but then when you look at all the sales points that go along with it, they're like, wow, somebody really did their homework, somebody put the due diligence in, somebody really put the time and effort to try to make this as accurate as possible.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. I could sit here and toot my own horn about my designs and all that crap, but maybe I should edit that out. And all that stuff. I could toot my own horn about my own designs and all that stuff. But Condor, the guys here, truthfully listen to everything everybody says and take it into account. They don't just ignore some guy and go, "Oh, he's just some person on the internet or some weird guy who lives in a somewhere." They listen to everything and take it into aspect.
You kind of have to with the way that this whole paradigm has shifted now. Now with the online world the way it is, you could have one knucklehead that's out there just spreading negative, and that'll affect the entire business flow.
It really is nuts too, because we're older. We were before the time of Google and Justin Bieber and the internet and crap.
Right.
And we could just read about it in one journal or one magazine maybe.
That's right.
And now everybody, can pick up a video and say, "Oh, I did this and it didn't do that." And it sucks. And the other hard thing, at least being a professional reviewer and also being on the other side too of being part of the companies, is that people don't seem to try and give a company a chance to make things right.
Right.
And for instance, with Condor, we have 100% satisfaction guarantee for life. It's not a lifetime warranty; it's a satisfaction guarantee. So 20 years down the line, you're using a Kepart knife and you're not happy with it, they send you a new knife from El Salvador.
Wow.
Not cheap. They're not doing it just because they can.
Right.
They do it because they feel that way. And like ESEE, ESEE, they have a fantastic warranty, and even Tops will listen to you if you give them a chance. But if you just use a knife and then say, "Oh, I can't recommend this because the edge rolled," or something like that, without giving the company a chance, it kills them.
So in addition to the axe, what else do you have that your mad scientist skills have concocted?
Well, this is an experimental thing that happened. I was out with a guy named Charlie May, a wonderful knife maker. And after we were enjoying ourselves at camp one night, and he goes, "Joe," he's got this really cool Mississippi accent that I'm probably about to butcher completely. "Joe, we need to design a knife together." Yeah, I can't even do that. I'm not even going to try. And I go, "Why, Charlie?" He goes, "Mayflower." Because his last name's May, and my last name is Flowers. I was like, "Oh man, that's a great idea!"
Yeah, awesome.
So we started on a crappy, dirty napkin in front of a campfire, working on this knife blade, and we were like, "Man, there are so many of these other knives out there that are this size or really, really big. Let's do something that you can bring around the camp or around your hunting buddies, and not throw a riot going on." So that's where this smaller knife, it's that EC style Mayflower, came in.
Very nice.
Maybe I can do a slow pan here.
Dun, 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 dun.
So it's a 3.5 inch or so. I can't remember the specs off the top of my head. 3.5 inch handle. It just fills your hand completely.
Yep, I see that.
And then a small, about 2.5 inch blade.
Yep.
And man, it turned out fantastic. Charlie May.
Take a look at that take a look at the jimping up along the top there. Go ahead and turn it a little bit. Rotate it this way. There we go. So back it up just a touch. There we go. Yeah, I just want to be able to see that right there. So how aggressive is that jimping right there when you slide your thumb on there?
Not.
Okay.
I can't stand aggressive jimping. I do a lot of, I take a lot of classes from other survival instructors too, and we're using knives for like 2 hours, 3 hours at a time. Like really using stuff, trying to do small circle cuts where you might get an abrasion here, or of course the ones on the side of the thumb, or even pushing to get push cards and things along that line where you're just doing a lot of carving with the crud. So the jimping isn't pointed. If you look really hard at the very tip there, you'll see that it's almost square at the top.
Yep, it's flattened off. Yeah.
So it feels like it feels kind of like a small file, but not as sharp. I can't even get any abrasion on my callus on my thumb right now from it. So
nice, good.
I know what you're talking about though, and I hate that in knives. Man. So this is the Matt Graham machete.
Wow.
It is. You can see it's substantially larger. I believe it's 15 inches long, and I can check that later, and we can put the specs. And it's also very, very light. And here it is, thank you, compared to the push knife.
Yep. Nice.
And the cool part is it still has that point just a little bit offset down the center line. So, I mean, how many bear attacks have you gone through? I mean, I know just by going outside to get attacked by bears.
Yeah, about, I think it was twice this last winter.
Gosh, and you think...
It's gone down. It's gone down.
Yeah, I guess so. But in this economy, bear attacks can, happen a little bit more than normal. This is great.
It's the global warming. It's the global warming. That's what's causing it. Yeah.
You can also fight global warming with this point.
There you go.
Too. So it's very tactical. You can use it for all your different martial art aspects and also for your green aspects as well.
There you go. So I noticed a little eyelet. There's like a little eyelet there, and there's also some grooves. I'm assuming that those are cosmetic.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the eye of the condor. And
gotcha. Okay.
It is a old fable that the eye of the condor will guide you into battle because they fly over you during big skirmishes and whatnot back in those.
Very nice.
And
very nice.
So you'll see it on some of the designs. It will,
I like that.
If you have a box snail on your wall, click right on it. Perfect.
Yeah, I got quite a few of those.
Yeah, you got a peg system. You set. Totally.
Exactly.
You just buy the line.
I know, right? I just have to just move the costume off of that side over there, put another pegboard, and that'll just be the condor side.
Yeah, what is that? Is that an Australian oil?
So what that is, hang on, let me go grab it.
Yeah, now I'm going to interview you because I want to see some of the stuff on the...
So when I do the chop test and stuff, a lot of times I'll wear this. So there's a mask.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a leather mask. So when that comes on, just like that.
Awesome.
And then I've got, a thing, because I've got a beard, so the beard hangs under the mask. So I've got this thing that just tucks the beard all under and it makes it flush. And then I've got this custom leather jacket that I had made that has sleeves that come off, the bottoms come off, and it's based off of, I don't know if you watched, there's a sci-fi show called, I'm drawing a blank on it now, Defiance.
Yeah.
So Defiance, there was the sheriff, that was his leather, so I had it customized off of his design.
Oh, man.
So, yep, so that's part of the whole get down. And then I've got, gloves and everything else that I put on. So there's a whole costume that goes on when I go out and do these hell tests.
Oh, dude, it has a very Roland Deschain of Gilead look to it there, man. I like it.
It's a trip. When the neighbors look over the fence and they see a frozen pig head and they see me in this full costume just slaughtering these pig heads, they just go, what is going on there?
Like, I'm getting live views for YouTube. We got this down.
That's right. So that's just one of the things that I do to kind of kick up the entertainment aspect of things.
Yeah. Who doesn't like swords?
Wow.
Not any, and nobody's really seen this yet because we only had a picture. Well, we didn't have any pictures at SHOT Show, so actually, this is the first time. The Condor katana is 28 inches over long, made out of 1075 high carbon
Wow.
steel. Has a welded tsuba, and you can see the etched design there.
I can. Yep, I can.
Walnut handle, full tang, skeletonized handle, so it's got more weight forward. Lanyard in the back, and brass rivets over 1/4 of an inch thick. So
very nice.
It is made to use. It's still balanced. It's got good weight, but it's still balanced. A distal taper going from the back of the handle all the way to the spine, and you won't be afraid to use it. This is going to be at a price that's probably less than $150. In some cases, even more or even less, depending on where you shop. And so you won't be afraid to go out and try and trim the hedges with this.
And you guys were out earlier abusing that, right? Because I could see some little marks on there. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't just look at the blades here. I mean, everybody's like, oh man, we better test. So you'll have to get one for your son to test, because if he doesn't break it, no one will.
Exactly. That's awesome.
This is from when we threw it. We don't condone
that's right.
throwing swords, but
that's right.
Edge is still there. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
So going along the lines of something more interesting, we have a lot of user stuff, like the bushcraft knives and some of our tactical knives. The swords are interesting because we can put that user aspect in stuff that we just thought about when we were a kid. So seeing Gladiator.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Way too many times.
Totally.
To meet Russell Crowe.
Or even Spartacus.
Yeah. So this is a walnut handle, all one single piece, complete hidden tang the whole way through, with a brass pommel, and it's got a small taper all the way to the end, distal all the way around, double edged, and
wow,
these sheaths blew me away. They slide in like they're made of silk on the inside, and then don't grab.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
That's badass.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out how they did it. The engineers here are incredible.
Wow.
And this one isn't even finished yet, so you're still getting a taste of it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hey man, you want to see something for 2017 that nobody else has ever seen?
Hell yeah.
All right. So, did you ever watch the show on TV Alone with Alan Kay?
I don't think so.
It was a show on TV where they had 10 guys compete living out in the outdoors as long as they could.
I am familiar with it. Yes, I'm familiar with it. Yep.
The guy who won with a Condor heavy duty kukri. Okay. And we thought that was pretty cool. He spent either 56 or 64 days out in the wild with just a kukri, and was able to survive our kukri.
Nice.
And so he had a wooden handled one this next year for 2017. Hey Rob from the Angry Jackalope Show, you want to see something no one has ever seen before, ever?
Yeah, I do.
It's a tactical HD katana, and it's going to have a smashing pommel on the back. It's going to be heavy duty extreme. Micarta handle. We're doing a new way to hollow out the inside of the handle so they're skeletonized. So it's a huge, robust chopper, 6 millimeters thick with a distal taper, made as close as we can get to the Himalayan style kukris out there, but with a modern tactical flair.
That's hot.
And it has a smashing, solid pommel.
Yep.
Azelkoway, I don't even know if I'm saying the sheath name right, but the guy who makes Kydex sheaths, Azwelki. We had him prototype a sheath for us. So it's coming with a huge Kydex sheath.
Nice.
Prototyped out. It's coming out for 2017. You guys won't be seeing that this year, but you just got the scoop here on the Angry Jackalope Show.
Nice.
HD kukri needs wait out there for a while, or just buy the wooden handled one, and then when this one comes out, you can buy the Micarta one.
Nice. I really like the fact that you've got the bashing side in there. One of the things that I love on my blades is having something on the butt end for me to bash things with.
Yeah, and it's very very useful and multifaceted, but it kind of takes a page out of the old kukris. If you see some of the really cool kukris from Himalayan imports and some of the other places, they got a brass pommel on the back, but it's not really used for smashing or anything. It's just how the
Right.
blade sits on the handle, and I thought
Right.
that was really cool. And we finally figured out a way to weld this onto the bottom and still be able to put my Cardo on there, so we did it.
Nice.
You'll notice it's curved too. You'd think that was a problem, but we were breaking bricks with it in coconuts earlier today.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I bash cinder blocks and coconuts. Those are the two things.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then you'll know all those marks and really.
Yep.
And it has a really nice smell to it now. It kind of smells like an almond joy.
Yeah, as long as you got a good one. There's been a couple of coconuts that I've had that actually were spoiled. Oh, those are horrible. Those are the worst.
Oh man. Well, we pulled them right off the trees here at the factory, so they were pretty fresh. That was really
I got
cool
mine.
too.
I got mine from the Smiths down the street.
Oh, really? You have them in Utah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I didn't know that. So you could go. You could seriously like go skiing one day in Utah and like go like crack open a coconut.
Yes. You could.
I love Utah. I freaking love Utah, man.
That's awesome. That's hot. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll try and get you a review piece here later on that you can scare your neighbors with.
Nice.
And mad props out to Zelkoway Custom Sheets because they rushed that sheet design in like within 3 days. So they helped us out big time. If you ever need any Kydex sheets, he can do really weird blade shapes really well.
Well, we could go on and on and on. Go ahead and show me a couple more things.
This is one last thing just for your prototype mode, but this is called the Sentinel axe. It's coming out in 2017 too. You can see that we were bashing the crap out of it as well.
I do. That backside is pretty interesting. Go back on the back spike for a second. Let me look at that spike. Kind of pivoted a little bit. Let me see how you've got the edge on that.
Yeah, there's a bevel up here on it, and it still has a point on the end, but no sharpening here because it's more or less going to be used to pick up things or open up things, and we don't want the edge to become jagged. I mean, how sharp do you need it up here? You need it just to be a
No. Yeah, you just need it as a point because I used that to when I did a Tomahawk challenge, and I had a RMJ tactical. I had a cold steel trench hawk, and I had a Tomahawk from Zombie Tools called the Traumahawk. Yeah, but all of them had something pronounced in the back like that, and they all did very well on stuff like car hoods and doors and things of that nature.
See, I like for rocks that. And for snake hunting when you need to open up a like a log and flip it the other way if there's an animal on.
Oh, I gotcha.
Works out.
So what happens? What happens if you choke up? Choke up on the up underneath the beard there. Let me see how that. Okay, so that's how you want to hold it that way. Okay.
Put it like this. You can flip it around that way. We're actually having it a little bit more round here for just that fist because it's kind of small in that corner too. But yeah, you can do it either way. But it's just a fun tactical.
Oh, I like that too. I like the bottom there.
Yeah,
that's a nice basher right there. Yep.
Can you see how the shape of the handle is with the paracord?
Yeah. It kind of bevels out, so it gives you almost just like a regular handle dimension.
Yeah, it does. It's got a kind of an egg shape to it, which ergonomically is important. So this is actually one comfortable flat style tomahawk that I have used actually earlier today. And if you don't like it, you can take it off and put on your own micarta handle or whatever too.
Yeah, that's good because I know a lot of times people complain about skeletonized because they say, for prolonged use, you start to get hand fatigue with it.
True.
So that looks like that's probably going to mitigate it because you've got a little bit of a swell that's sitting out there that's going to be able to give you something to grab onto with.
Exactly. And of course, it's paracord, so you can survive off of it. And this is actually, the other thing is I wanted a good amount of paracord. So like if I had to, I could take it all off and use this thing to rappel with or grapple with up in a tree or something along that line. So you could.
Yeah, everything I see there looks really good. I think especially if you get that part up there where you choke up, you get something that's a little bit more for a handle. Because one of the things that I like about tomahawks from a fighting point of view is if you could choke up there, then you could do your 4 strikes with it. and that way, if you're in close quarters, you still have something that's useful inside of a combat situation.
Exactly. The hard part, though, as far as design-wise, is you have to make sure it's open enough to facilitate your hand being there, and of course this one is.
Right.
But you also have to make sure it's big enough that it gives it enough strength.
For that reason that we talked about earlier with the axe.
they can break there. So you could make it, straight here if you wanted, or round. But the radius is there's an app for this.
Okay, so there's a mathematical equation that has to be met to make sure that the structural integrity is okay.
Probably. I don't know it. I'll have to go Google that. The engineers here are. That's where they come in and they go, oh, Jill, well, we can use this if you use the. I can't remember which model it is, but they showed me some really cool stuff on AutoCAD. Wow, it was incredible.
Right, and on the AutoCAD, they could do the 3D renders and everything.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to look.
And of course, they said, "Oh yeah, we're getting our 3D printer next week." While I'm gone.
Wow.
And
you're like, "Oh, okay. Well, now you're gonna have to take pictures and show it to me."
yeah. And of course, I'm not even thinking about knives. I'm just like, "Oh man, I want to make a toothpick or something really random."
I just want to say thanks, dude. I really appreciate you, reaching out and saying, hey, we could do this. I would like to do this again from time to time. And if you're ever in Utah, dude, I'd love for you to stop by, hang out,
Come on a Bushcraft Global trip.
Oh, so now you're pushing me hardcore here.
It's your passion. You should be able to make it happen. And we have the 9-day trips now. Where they go out. It's we're talking about taking stuff seriously and all that. Yeah, you do learn survival stuff, but dude, it's a survival vacation. If you're paying to go out into the middle of nowhere to learn these skills, we're making you eat like kings. And you learn all this stuff on a full stomach. You're comfortable when you're out there, and you learn how to make yourself more comfortable. It's truly a really cool vacation, and everybody goes on it. Their lives are. You talked to Craig about it, I'm sure.
I know. Craig was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You could see there was a huge shift for him after.
Yeah, and now I tell you what, he knows his stuff about knives too.
Good.
And now because he used them, like I said, for like 3 hours, 4 hours straight. He made his own little shot glass. Made a whole blowgun. He made like 2 baskets and. Some really, really cool stuff with it. And
well, I can honestly say it's not a no, it's a maybe. And it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just logistically figuring out how I'm going to do it with the wife who already says, okay, we're going to go on this cruise, we're going to go on this cruise, and we're going to go on this cruise. And I've got a day job as well as juggling other stuff, trying to figure out when I can take a nice, good block of time away.
Yeah,
but,
that's kind of, I know how that is too. That's why I stopped making them 18 days and made it a lot shorter, because it's hard for people to get off their jobs and do it. But hey, if you're a YouTuber though, and you make money off of YouTube, it's a tax write-off.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what saved me this year was all the money I spent. I spent thousands on doing the YouTube. Yeah. But I made, I'm going to look at the camera here so that the viewers notice, I made $23. So I'm not making money on YouTube. Yeah. But from a tax point of view, it does mitigate my taxes. So there's the bonus there.
That does help.
And I get to hang out and talk to the people that I enjoy hanging out with. So there you go.
Share your passion with people. That's a big deal. That's good medicine,
That's right, and it's invaluable. So, dude, thank you very much. Okay, so that was Joe. This is the Avery Jackalope Show, and he's with Condor Knives. Check him out, and they've got some really cool stuff. All right, that's it for now, guys. If you like it, please subscribe. Until next time, please be good to each other.